Alrighty, so again, another movie review, and this one is for a movie that came out this year. Maybe I'm, a few months late, whatever, but it is called Late Night with the Devil. And honestly, so I was hearing both not a lot and a lot. So here's the thing, I saw like no promos for this movie, no ads, nothing. But there were people at my previous job who were like, you know, holy shit, it's good. I watched it. Like, it's really, unique. It's really fun. Fun in a sense, like, you go to the theater, you're like, ooh. I think it came out in March of this year, and it came out last year, March, for South by Southwest, but I kept wanting to watch it. Didn't want to fucking rent it on Amazon Prime, but I was like, you know what? I want to get these movie reviews done, so I bit the bullet. I will say I will definitely be looking for it on Blu-ray. If it is available, I didn't look, but whenever that's a thing, absolutely. So this movie, I'm going to already just say it, is awesome. Very, very cool. Unique. So basically, without spoiling too much right now, it takes place in the 70s from the perspective of a talk show, like David Letterman and stuff. Sorry, I don't really watch talk show hosts, so I'm trying to think of some from back then, but basically a once riveting popular talk show and host is, failing in the ratings. They're scared about being closed and shut down. So he's like, I'm going to do an Halloween episode and, scare the fuck out of people and hope that this boosts the ratings. So, you get the intro starts where it's, this film was a documentary. What you're about to see is the behind the scenes that have never been uncovered until now. But the only problem I have with that is that they say behind the scenes, but when they do behind the scenes, it's black and white, and it's definitely not somebody filming them, because they're talking about key things that would be like spoiling the movie. Like, no cameraman would listen to it and be like, I'm just not gonna say anything. And it's shot really weird where it's like, no way is that like a cameraman. So I wish they would have kind of done the behind the scenes a little better, where it's like one of the camera guys, like, you can tell he's kind of like sneaking around listening and stuff. But they got the 70s aesthetic even throughout the whole movie. Like, there's a filter on the movie where it does look HD, but there's that slight like 70s 80s just like TV fuzz, so I really enjoyed that. It kind of helps sell, like, we're on a talk show, blah blah blah, like, cool. And it didn't feel long either. With a show like this, I was like, thank God it didn't overstay its welcome. It honestly did feel like you were watching like a real episode of a talk show, like with the timing and everything. But it starts out with, I guess I'm about to get into spoilers, so not much for a non-spoiler review of this part, but it's fantastic. Demonic possession movie, cool effects. Yeah, you're gonna love it. But if you want to, if you're okay with spoilers, keep listening. If you're not, stop here. But basically, there's like the first guest, which is basically, I can talk to the dead, I can sense whatever. And so he has the main guy, which is the guy from, he's the crazy guy from The Dark Knight. He plays Polka Dot Man. I think, I can't remember if he was in Oppenheimer, but he's starting to get into more stuff. What is his name? David Dashmalshin. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm glad to see him in more roles. And basically, he brings on like a skeptic, like a guy who's like a magician, but he's like, I blatantly say that it's all fake, but I'm a good illusionist. And then you have a guy who's like, I can talk to the dead. So it's quite comical when he has the guy go up to the crowd and he's like, I'm sensing Mary, Megan, Marianne, Marjorie, and it's like funny because we've all seen the videos of those dumbass people that's like, I'm sensing you have a brother. No, hold on. I'm sensing you have a family member whose name starts with either A or some letter from A to Z. Bullshit like that. So he's doing that. Clearly, like, it's so fake. But then he goes to a mother and daughter, and it's like, your brother, like, Benjamin or whatever, like, he killed himself relatively recently. And they're like, well, 5 years ago. And he's like, well, to you that's recent, like, it never goes away. And he's clearly a fucking faker. But what's odd is he starts, like, being like, I feel really weird, and says like, he's like, I'm feeling weird, and his like eyes roll back, and he's like talking to the host, and he's like, blah blah blah, like, I'm, you're like, basically saying like, I sense your wife, whatever. And then he comes back and is like, what the fuck? But as they're trying to go and proceed throughout the thing, because the host, right from the beginning, they tell you that his wife died of cancer, so he's been upset about that. But as they're trying to still talk to the skeptic, the original guy, they're like, I'm sensing, is like, oh man, I'm feeling really sick, whatever. Just starts throwing up like black tar, and they're all like, oh, it was a trick, whatever. And so they're like, oh my god, let's call an ambulance. They're all like, we're fine, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fine. Don't worry. The show will go on. And then it cuts to, like, the behind the scenes, and the director's like, yeah, that guy died on his way to the hospital. And they're like, what the fuck? What? And they're like, the network's getting all pissy, but the views are going up. So they're like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. We're getting the views up, even though a man died. And then it cuts to basically like his friend, woman friend, who he's clearly been seeing, who has a patient who was from a demonic cult where they were apparently doing rituals and sacrificing people. The house burned down. The only survivor was a baby, which this like psychiatrist lady raised. And she wrote a book about it. And then she's, starting to kind of second guess, like, should I have done this? But then the host is like, people are going to buy your books. People are going to believe you if they just see this. And so they bring the girl out, and it's like kind of creepy. Like, the girl's very like, hello, I'm very glad to be here. Sounded like Marge Simpson, but nothing like too crazy. But then the skeptic's like, yo, you're full of shit. You're a faker. And then, the host is like, well, what if you bring out the demon or like the other, like identity in the girl out so we can all see? She's like, no. And he's like, come on, like, trust me. We just do it for a little bit. And, the ratings are going to be crazy. Your book's going to sell. And she's like, fine, but, your audience got to do what I say. And they got to calm down, whatever. And so then she, has the girl tied down, and she's like, awaken demon or whatever. And the girl's like, boop. And then looks up, all cut up face. She's got the demon voice. And I guess maybe the demon voice, in my opinion, sounds like Alex Jones, how I just did it. But basically, she's like levitating. She's like, you're all gonna burn in hell. All that good stuff. And then wakes up. And they're all like, oh my god. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. And the skeptic, is like, oh, that's all fake. But when they go through some of the footage, the guy, basically the host, sees like his dead wife's ghost and is like, what the fuck? Because the demon, when it's inside the little girl, looks at the host and is like, it's been a long time since we've spoken, and the host is like, I don't think we've ever met. He's like, oh, yes, we have. And, the skeptic is like, oh, fuck this bitch. It's all fake. And it's weird because he's like, I'll prove to you it's fake. And he, like, gets, like, the assistant to the host to sit in a chair. And he pulls out, like a hypnotizing pendulum. And he's like, hold on, blah, 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 close your eyes. Like, in 5 seconds, I'll have total control of you. Boom. And the guy's like, okay, what do you want me to do, And the host is like, what are you afraid of, whatever? And the guy's like, oh my god, well, I hate worms. He's like, okay. And he's like, oh, you know, looks like you nicked yourself or something. He's like, oh God. And he turns his neck and there's like a hole in his neck. And he's like picking at it. He's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, you know, oh, I feel weird, because he pulls a worm out of his neck. And he's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then, you know, the skeptic starts freaking out because he's like, wait, I can see the worm too. And then the guy's like, oh, they're in me. And he like starts ripping his skin, and it's all practical effects. There's like worms coming out, and the psychic is freaking out because he's like, hold on, like, why am I seeing this? And people in the crowd are freaking out too. And he's like, you know, this shouldn't be happening. He's like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And then it stops. And then, you know, the guy's like, what? Like, what happened? I'm fine. And they replay the footage, and it looks normal, where the guy was just freaking out. And they're like, well, who in the audience saw the worms? And not everyone saw it. So they're like, what is happening? And it's just like, you know, as the night goes on, it's more and more intense. But like the skeptic guy's like, it's all fake, blah, blah, blah. And finally, it basically turns into like, you know, the reveal of the movie, where basically when the host got famous, he went to Bohemian Grove. Yes, that is in the movie. In the movie, they call it The Grove, but it's fucking Bohemian Grove, 100%, with the owl god and everything. You know, the globalists. But basically, you know, like, to guarantee his success, it like the demon took the life of his wife. And they don't state that he like knew that or wished that. It just did it without him knowing. And so that really sucks. And so, you know, the guy starts realizing that he's having a trip, because it also stops doing like the 70s filter and looks like an HD, like modern movie. But the little girl, her head fucking splits open, and there's like a demonic aura that comes out, and the skeptic is like, you know, pulls out a cross. He's like, oh God. Or no, he pulls out like a check for money. He's like, spare me, I'll pay you. And it just sets him off on fire. And then the assistant twists his neck. The lady who took care of the girl, it pulled her up in the air with her necklace and then slit her neck, killed her. So the host is like running around, but then it's like making him relive through like the trauma of his wife being killed, you know, dying from cancer. And she's like on a deathbed, and she's like, I don't want to suffer, please kill me. So he's got a knife, and he's like, okay, okay. And he shanks her. And then he like snaps out of it, and it's like everyone's still dead how they were. But he wakes up right next to the girl on the stage, and he had stabbed her and killed her. And the footage basically looks like nothing had happened, like the demonic stuff. So it looks like he just went crazy and killed everybody. And you hear the sirens coming, and he's just like, what the fuck? And it was just so, I'm skimming through it like fucking crazy. But everything was so well done, so trippy. I love the use of the practical effects. Obviously there was CGI, but it was so well done and so unique, honestly. And all the acting was so great. I was just thoroughly like, wow, that was an enjoyable movie. Crazy. But they set up the tone. They go with the tone. You know, they play off the kind of the things, you know, Bohemian Grove and like, you know, fake psychics. And I just felt like they did such a good job. And I would highly recommend this movie for people who love thriller movies, like demonic stuff, like highly, highly recommend. And I apologize if you can hear my cat screaming her head off, because if I don't let her in, she gets separation anxiety and freaks the fuck out. So, but I guess that is going to be it for this video. Go watch it. It's so weird and like, woo, suspenseful for sure. But yes, go watch it. I think you'll have a great time if you like movies like this. Obviously, if you don't like movies like this, you're probably not going to like it, but I recommend it for people who like thrillers and demonic stuff. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll be out until next time.